Even though their slick bodies aren't always easy to spot, their impact is felt everywhere. Otters can be found in the amusement of children at a zoo, in the tranquility of a canoe ride through otter country, and in the unwavering determination of conservationists fighting for a species' survival. They have always been that way. Otters brighten the world, whether they are belly up in a kelp bed or sliding down a snowy slope. Wrapped in fur and fed by fish, they are the embodiment of nature's cleverness and compassion. Otters will continue to swim and thrive for future generations if we keep fighting for clean water, protected coastlines, and a better understanding of the natural world. Now I explain. Even though otters are popular, not everything is perfect in their world. In some parts of Asia, people who see otter pups as status symbols or exotic pets have created a black market for them through illegal wildlife trafficking. This has had devastating effects on wild populations, particularly those of species like the Asian small-clawed otter and smooth-coated otter. Conservationists are putting in a lot of effort to stop this trade, but it's still hard to enforce, especially in areas with limited resources. Additionally, otters face a significant threat from climate change. The coastal environments where many otters live are already being affected by rising sea levels, warming waters, and shifting fish populations. Some populations of otter in the northern regions are at risk of extinction due to melting Arctic ice, and river ecosystems are also being disrupted elsewhere by droughts and floods. Despite their adaptability, otters are not invincible. However, these animals' resilience cannot be overstated. Otters have repeatedly recovered from near extinction. They have demonstrated that they can reclaim their place in the wild with the appropriate support, clean water, protected habitats, and law enforcement. It serves as a reminder of our responsibility to assist nature in healing when we observe an otter gliding through the reeds of a Mississippi riverbank or surfing the waves off Monterey. Otters have also become viral sensations in recent years. Millions of people have watched videos of otters stacking rocks, talking to keepers, or floating with their young. Otters have been brought into living rooms all over the world as a result of this kind of exposure, generating curiosity and affection. However, it has also raised concerns regarding the support of unethical animal trade and the anthropomorphization of wild animals. Education is still essential. Adoring otters ought to result in supporting them rather than exploiting them. Humans and otters have a long and complex relationship. They have been hunted, revered, feared, and adored by us. In addition, we are attempting to save them now, in the 21st century. The legacy is both complicated and hopeful. In many ways, the otter story is a story about how humans and animals can live together on the same planet without destroying each other. Respect is the foundation of this coexistence. Otters are not kept as pets. They are not characters from cartoons. They are intelligent, wild animals who have a right to space, clean water, and to live as nature intended. Otters serve as a reminder that happiness and survival can coexist, from the icy shores of Alaska to the tropical rivers of Southeast Asia. They push us to see the world not only as it is, but also as it could be, with more joy, harmony, and life. Facts about otters that will blow your mind and melt your heart. Otters are the animal kingdom's daredevils who enjoy the water. Otters are masters of both survival and pure joy, cracking open shellfish with rocks, sliding down riverbanks for fun, or floating on their backs while holding hands. However, underneath that adorable face and sleek body is a wild animal that is fierce, clever, social, and utterly fascinating. Think again if you thought you knew otters. These shocking facts will completely alter your perception of these slick little stars. Let's begin by discussing their fur. Otters have fur that is up to 1 million hairs per square inch thicker than any other animal on Earth. That is not an error. Because of the thickness of their fur, water cannot penetrate their skin, keeping them warm even in sub-zero temperatures. Particularly, sea otters rely on this fur rather than blubber, as do seals and whales. To keep their fur's insulation properties, they groom it every day for hours. A day without grooming could put a sea otter's life in danger. One of the few non-human animals known to use tools is the otter. Rocks are famously used by sea otters to open clams and sea urchins. The fact that they keep their own rock in a pouch made of loose skin under their forearm is truly bizarre. Like a favorite kitchen tool, they'll keep using the same rock. Some researchers have even observed how young otter mothers use tools to learn. That is correct, otters teach one another, placing them in a unique class of intelligent animals. Although the majority of people are familiar with sea or river otters, there are actually 13 species of otters worldwide. Each species has unique traits and behaviors, from the 6-foot-long giant otter of South America to the Asiatic small-clawed otter. For instance, giant otters have a scream that sounds like a banshee in the jungle and is surprisingly loud and eerie. In contrast, the Asian small-clawed otter is the most social and vocal, making more than a dozen distinct sounds to communicate. Otters are apex predators in their environments in addition to being adorable. River otters will consume almost any fish, frog, bird, insect, or even small mammal they can catch. Sea otters are the only predators that can control the number of sea urchins because they only eat shellfish. They form rafts by linking their paws together while floating in the ocean on their backs. Dozens of otters can be found sleeping peacefully in these rafts. Even mother otters have been observed to wrap their young in kelp to prevent them from floating away while they dive for food, according to researchers. It's like putting your baby to bed like the sea otter does. When we talk about otter pups, they are born helpless and extremely fluffy. The dense baby fur of sea otter pups makes them so buoyant that they literally cannot sink. That means that mothers cannot leave them unattended while they hunt, despite the fact that it sounds cute. Because they are full-time parents in the middle of the ocean, many sea otter mothers appear constantly exhausted. Otters can be heard very clearly. Whistles, chirps, growls, and calls are unique to each species. When they are excited or trying to warn others of danger, river otters bark and squeak. When they are being affectionate, especially between mothers and their young, sea otters make a soft cooing sound. Researchers who recorded some of these sounds in the wild have been perplexed by their human-like characteristics. All otter species are not gentle giants. Caimans and anacondas, two common predators, have been encountered by giant otters. They hunt in groups like wolves of the water and are muscular and aggressive when threatened. Even the adorable river otters can be ferocious, occasionally taking on larger prey or defending their territory with serious teeth and claws. Otters are tough survivors, and their playfulness should never be mistaken for weakness. On land, otters are also surprising fast. River otters can run up to 15 miles per hour, which is about the same speed as a human sprint. They are able to swiftly pursue prey on land or in the water due to their agile swimming abilities. They are like the mammal world's ninjas.